Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue exploring this one horizontal line on the top of the frame and it's dangling things from it. So today we add one additional stroke at the bottom as opposed to yesterday's 西, this west concept. So when we have two horizontal lines, could it be even further west? It's further from truth. Okay, I translate it as wine, but today in our everyday language, we have another character that's wine. This one pronounced as 有, and our contemporary Chinese wine or alcohol simply is 酒. We add 3 dots, water or liquid symbol next to it to make sure we know it's a fermented water. It's not just plain water. Okay, so this wine symbol, in the beginning, it didn't. Well, let's say 2,000 years ago, if you look at this, it looks almost like a bottle, right, with a stopper. And then we have some, it shouldn't be, it's a stylized. I mean, water should be like surface, even flat, instead of this cone shape, right? But that gave you the sense of it's contained within that sealed space, and you have some liquid at the very bottom. So fermentation was the concept there, and because it can evaporate, right, or oxidate further. So we put a stopper over there, and this 有, we don't use it in our language that much separately anymore because it was an ancient concept, and this ancient concept already get its contemporary part that explicitly give you this liquid symbol on the side, that's 酒, so that this 有 symbol was only preserved in our language in specific context that's related to pointing to in the past, that it was used as a timer, as a zodiac sign, para, and as, well, this 有属, the last one, talk about this ripe wine-making material, millet, is even more like specialized and specific. Like, we don't use that in our everyday language. This only existed in our dictionary. Okay, 有时is the timekeeper. It's measure the sun movement. And we know Chinese got sundial as a time movement. I mean, as a time tracker, tracking the shadow of the sun, right? So that's 时, this measured sun is our timer, basically. 有时 talks about 5 to 7 p.m. That's our 有时, simply because 有 paired with our zodiac sign, and we have 12 zodiac sign, right? And it paired with 鸡, 鸡 is like the 申猴酉鸡戌狗亥猪. So this is the third to the last. Okay, so if we count from the very last, which is close to midnight, and then each zodiac sign would be 2 hours, and we track back with somewhere between 5 to 7, because then we have 7 to 9, and then 9 to 11. That's the last segment. And then the exact midnight, that will be the starting point again. So 有时 is 5 to 7. And 有鸡 is the zodiac sign animal, which are chickens or hens or roosters that pair with this 有. And 有属 used to be the main carb grain food for East Asia before rice kind of became dominant main grain crop in East Asia. So this is millet. And I know this millet was used to create the concept of the road or pathway within the city, because picture like before the contemporary is it called aspera, or the sticky material that's from the chemical industry, to pave your road. It was dusty road or stone paved road, right? So ancient Chinese solution to the road building within a township would be this millet, kind of a sticky, dry it together, and then it's kind of, you're not going to have a bad gravel and dusty road. Instead, it's kind of, because it's sticky, right? So it's dust controlled, and we use that millet besides its sticky feature. We also use that to make wine. So that's the ancient crop-based grain made. I mean, contemporary, like beer, also like made from wheat or some crop, right? So Chinese ancient version, just their localized local grains, and then we ferment. So this you simply means we put them, preserve them, so that we can still enjoy them in another form, because you can only keep things fresh to a certain time, right? After that, you have to preserve it in a fermented way. So that's the ancient solution. And I guess that has been, I haven't looked into the culture of drinking, but drinking was a big part of Chinese culture as well. Like poets, they would get drunk and come up with, nicely generated lines. Okay, so this is 有, the Chinese wine, even if like we don't have that imagery. Here is bottled container for the wine, and you can see Chinese describe exactly that structure. Yo, thank you for your time. See you another day.